In its illustrious history, the EPT has touched down in no fewer than 16 European hotspots. And now we introduce a new venue to the lineup. Hello, guten Tag, and a warm, if not slightly chilly welcome from Berlin, the capital of Germany. An inspiring city of culture, steeped in history, rich with poignancy, and this week making its debut on the European Poker Tour. Debut on the European Poker Tour has been a roaring success, with some of the best players in the world of poker giving us 5 days of Hold'em heaven. And a staggering starting field of 945 has now been whittled down to a final 8. So while those that fell short explore the streets of Berlin, we're going to head straight over to that final table, and with a first prize of €1 million, I have a sneaky feeling it's going to be a belter. Yes, from far and wide they flocked to fill the tournament floor. 945 players from 48 countries entered the event, creating a prize pool just shy of €5 million. The winner here becomes a Euro millionaire, and the action is down to the final table. In seat 1, it's 23-year-old online qualifier Marco Newman, the first of 2 Germans at the final table. In seat 2, it's Marc Inezan from France, rapidly making a name for himself. This is his best result to date. The chip leader sits in seat 3, 29-year-old Kevin McPhee, or as he's better known online, I'm a Lucksack. Interesting name.
I like to project, that I'm a lucky guy, and yeah, I think I'm pretty lucky. Yeah, you have to be lucky. I mean, to be doing what I'm doing. I guess I am a Lucksack.
Poland's Artur Vasak takes his place in seat 4. This is his first EPT cash.
I'm feeling very relaxed. Have been all week. From Monday until the final table today.
In seat 5, it's the only non-pro at the table. 37-year-old computer programmer Marcel Koller from Switzerland. Nico Bailing is the table's short stack in seat 6, but he's certainly familiar with the highs and lows of tournament poker.
The whole tournament for me has been a huge roller coaster, and I've been lucky a couple times. So I'm happy to be there, although I'm short. Only 16 big blinds, but let's see, anything can happen.
In seat 7, it's the last remaining Brit, 25-year-old Ketul Nathwani. Second in chips, but not taking his task lightly.
This is a pretty monstrous final table. I mean, I guess they're all my rivals. Like, they're all so good. It's going to be quite a battle.
And finally, in seat 8, it's 23-year-old Finn Ilari Takakallio. He's been impressive all tourney and is now 3rd in chips. There's a €1 million first prize to play for, and just 8 remain. Commentary comes from Gavin Griffin and James Hartigan.
We're going to get cards in the air at this EPT final table, and I get to watch the action with the first man to win an EPT title, a WPT title, and a World Series bracelet. And Gavin, you've been in this position. These guys can feel the pressure. They can see the trophy and that first place prize money.
Yeah, €1 million for first. Huge first place. The lights, the camera, a lot of pressure on these men.
Well, this guy is the only amateur at the table. Marcel Koller from Switzerland. He's going to raise it up with pocket 10s. Blinds 30-60, and he makes it 135,000. And Bailing the short stack looks like he's going to shove over the top with ace-queen.
Bailing with not a lot of chips. And a very good hand, ace-queen.
And calls.
And Koller makes a very quick call. Doesn't even think about it.
Very quick. And the correct call.
Yeah, he's going to be marginal favourite. That's Marcel Koller's railing crew.
And let's see the flop, please.
They want to see those 10s hold up.
And the flop comes. Deuce, 6, 4.
So far, so good. An ace or a queen or running spades needed for Bailing.
Nico needs to improve his hand. He needs to catch an ace, a queen, or 2 running spades to win the hand. Let's see the Is it 4 hearts?
Well, that kills the flush draw. We are now on the verge of losing one of the most successful German young guns of poker.
And here's the river card. It's a deal.
The Swiss fans delighted to see his chips go across to Marcel Koller.
Nico can't be too surprised with that finish. Came in as a short stack. He'll take 72,000 euros.
And we are already down to 7. Welcome back to the PokerStars.com European Poker Tour. We are in Berlin, where this tournament began 5 days ago with a fantastically entertaining welcome party, but Noah Boken and Marcel Lusk enjoyed the company of some ladies. A record-breaking tournament, the biggest ever held in Germany, a prize pool close to 5 million euros. We packed out the ballroom at the Grand Hyatt Hotel in the German capital, a field of 945 players, the second biggest on the tour after San Remo last season. Some of the biggest names in European poker, including Katja Tharter from Germany. Leo Margetts is here, the highest placed female finisher in the 2009 World Series of Poker. And one of the French stars of the game, Arnaud Matin, himself an EPT title holder. So the action continues at our final table. 7-handed action, and in this particular hand we are going to sweat with Ketel Nathwani, a player who describes himself as an online cash game specialist, an up-and-coming live player on the UK circuit, and he's going to be in the big blind, and we're only going to see his cards. It's been folded to Marcel Koller in the small, so we have to put ourselves in Ketel's position here, Gavin. We don't know what Marcel's raising into him with.
We'll see. Marcel raises from the small blind, and it's on Ketel with the ace-jack, which is usually a re-raising hand, blind versus blind. Stacks are pretty deep, though, so a call is not unreasonable.
And crucially, Ketel will have position on all future betting streets.
And one of the good things about just calling here is it disguises the strength of your hand.
Look, is 9 of clubs, 3 of hearts, 8 of hearts.
He flops top pair, and Marcel Koller is going to continue to show strength and bet into him.
Well, you know, Nathwani is expecting a lead from the small blind here. That Koller open pre-flop. He's usually going to bet this ace-9-3 flop. It's not a too dangerous looking flop.
Ketel call.
Ketel continuing the slow play.
Turn card, 3 of spades.
I would imagine he doesn't expect Koller to have a better hand than him,
Marcel check.
especially with the check on the turn.
And that almost looked like a resigned check from Marcel Koller, didn't it?
Yeah, after a check like that, I would bet anything that I had. If I called with a flush draw, a small pair, anything like that, I would bet, because he looks like he's given up on the hand. Probably has something like a medium pair or king high.
And Marcel
And he folds to that turn bet from Nathwani, and yes, just king 7 for Koller in that spot.
Really not a bad way to play king 7 from the small blind, just don't like the way he checked the turn.
So Nathwani wins the pot. This is his first cash on the European Poker Tour, but he has had some live results. 2 cashes at the World Series of Poker, and he took down the Luton leg of the GUKPT in 2008. For Marcel Koller, this is his first live result.
And a really good live result, making the final table of such a huge event.
So they're still playing 30, 60 blinds.
That's an awful lot of clothes for an indoor event.
And once again, we see action folded around to the small blind.
Small blind versus big blind confrontations are very important in tournaments, especially at this stage.
Nathwani with the suited one gappers.
Hands like this are some of my favorite hands. They have a lot of deception. If you can get in cheap and play for a decent flop, you're happy.
He has tried to get in cheap. Question is, will Ilari Pakokalion make the raise from the big blind with King Jack? Blue chips 10,000, orange chips 25,000. The bumblebee chips are 100,000 apiece.
Nathwani looking quite uncomfortable in the small blind. He was hoping Illyri would not raise.
So in this spot, do you make the call? Do you go to the flop, play the hand out of position?
Well, he's in a tough spot because he doesn't want to limp fold and set up future hands where Illyri can just steal at will. But he also wants to see the flop with a pretty good hand to see a flop with.
An interesting spot because Nathwani is strictly speaking in the lead with a pair of sevens, but as we can see, Illyri's statistical favourite with the 2 overs to the board and the open-ended straight draw.
Yeah, this often happens in situations like this. Bottom pair versus a straight draw plus overcards. Nathwani has the best hand, but he's a dog to win the pot.
And the continuation bet from Illyri Takokallio gets through, and he gets the better of Ketel Nathwani.
Yeah, this is a problem you run into when playing from out of position. You might flop a decent hand and not be able to continue with it.
We lost our short stack pretty early on. No one else really in the danger zone. They're playing pretty deep right now. Kevin McPhee still with that chip lead, and Ketel Nathwani still in second. But it's pretty even with Takokallio and Marcel Koller also with more than 4 million in chips each.
Sort of interesting when a lot of people have the same amount of chips, see how they're going to battle and try to move forward in the final table.
Well, McPhee with the big stack has raised under the gun. He's made it 140,000. Takokallio with the decision on the button.